Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to the webinar on E-Invoice, the SAP solution. So Infosight Consulting offering SAP Add-On Solution for E-Invoicing requirements. I think we've had a previous webinar detailing about certain requirements coming in and the SAP options in terms of solutioning for companies 500 crore and above. And now the new legislation imposes 100 crore companies also to fall in line, and also deadline is approaching. And therefore, this important webinar to detail on what are the possibilities we got to get the add-on quickly deployed and get the system compliant and get up and running. And also run the reconciliation reports to be sure that we are doing the right thing and the reports are submitted in time, etc., etc. So today we're going to talk about what SAP solution we got and how it deploys within your existing S4 HANA Landscape, and how quickly we can enable this and help you move with the add-on solution. So let me start off with this. I'm joined by my colleague. I'll just move the slide. It's on display mode. 1 second, please. Yeah. So hope you all can see the screen. And so this is me, Viresh Paludi. I'm the CEO at Infosight Consulting. I've got about 20 years of experience in consultancy advisory in medium to large enterprises in the UK, Europe, USA, and the APAC region. Prior to this role, I was working in KPMG here in London in various delivery assurance and governance roles. And I come with engineering and also an MBA with executive education from Cambridge University. Today I'm joined by my colleague Chitra Senan. He's a senior architect and SME in SAP FICO. He also comes with about 23 years of experience in consultancy in the roles of business analyst, and he's extensively done solutioning and process mapping in SAP Landscapes. He's an expert in SAP FICO and other related solutions. And he's also an MBA Finance. And today we're going to talk about what the GST Council is mandating and what solution options we got to deploy on either on your existing ECC or S4 HANA Landscape, and what advantages comes with compared to what other option you got, either to bring in another middleware, another portal, or interface with third-party solution, or you got an option to deploy in-house within your existing landscape. So considering all this, what is your total cost of ownership and what do you want to take on board with this change? And how soon you want to be compliant, adaptive, and get it up and running? So before we get into the details, and also we'll show you a certain glimpse of the demo of the product. And should you wish to continue engaging or get into detail or have one-on-one session, either with yourself or with your other colleagues, management, you can reach us out and we can arrange a separate session for you and your company and take it further with the details. So, but today, we're going to show the glimpse of how the solution is going to work out, how the interface works, how the portal links work, and how we can enable the reconciliation reports also. So just an introduction, we are an SAP consultancy, although we deal with other major ERPs. The main focus in SAP, we are ISO 9000 and 27001 certified company. Our services revolve around the enterprise applications in terms of advisory, consultancy, project management, development, testing, resourcing and outsourcing. So we are well equipped addressing right from advisory from business case to delivering it and maintaining it. Will not take much time, but just to give you a glimpse on where we are present. We are here headquartered in the UK, present in Germany and other European countries, in the USA, in APAC, in Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and also in India. A mix of clients, and this is about us. Why work with us? We have best people and skill in the market, global delivery capability. As you can see, we can cover with your headquarters or your other subsidiaries or even your associated companies in any of these countries with your server or the global template being in our country or your HQ. You can still live and work with you in India and also deploy solutions appropriately. Deep network of alliances, we extend solutions through innovations on forefront, and we bring in play, you can see with this initiative also. And also enduring client relationship, we trust in long-lasting relationship and credibility built with our stakeholders and the clients that we work with. So just a glimpse on what we cover. As a practice, we cover end-to-end SAP solutioning, testing, application development, mobility across S4 HANA Landscape. In terms of verticals, predominantly the manufacturing, CPG, oil and gas, pharma, aerospace, defense, utility, and profit services also. As mentioned before, we're well equipped to engage with the advisory and help you on business case or new project initiation kickoff, and develop a collaborative plan, getting your stakeholders involved and getting the project kicked off. Build, develop, do the pilot or start off with the project, and then test and launch and optimize. So we will be there along with you and your team throughout the journey, and also get into constant improvement in your solution landscape on the quality of solution. Just a glimpse of our niche offering. We are experts in billing, vendor invoice management, convergence billing, or usage-based billing, or any other billing types. SAP HANA and predictive analytics, leasing solution, mobility, and a Fiori of Aria, or the TPM solution, trade management, funds management, claims management, etc. So we talked about this, and also we have expertise in enabling IoT capability. This is our model to connect, transform, reimagine, optimize, and retransform your enterprise. So you can reimagine a connected enterprise. We can assist in deploying add-on IoT kits to existing equipment or a new sensor enablement, connecting the data points, and then integrating with SAP transactionally and also in the mobility, and help you reimagine and control through different touch points using HLT. So, and also the run-the-mill rights FW, we can assist in reports, interfaces, conversions, enhancements, forms, workflows, etc. So with that, I hand over to my colleague Chitra, so we can give a brief introduction and also take you through on the GST Council mandate, what are the mandate requirements for 100 crore companies, and how is our solution looking like, how easily we can deploy and help you be compliant in time. Chitra, with that, I hand over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Viresh, and good morning all. So I'll just quickly get into the demo. And here, so I have two parts. One is that I'll just get you through the PPT presentation, whereby I'll just show you the details regarding the e-invoicing, the mandate, and the data flow. Followed by, I'll just give you one video clipping of our application and how it works which generates ARN cancellation and the features. So here I go. So hope by the time actually you'll be able to know what's e-invoicing, what IRN, because you might know for those companies which are in the bracket of more than 500 crores, they have already gone by 1st October and things are going fine. And you might know there's a huge number of invoicing and IRN is getting generated. So now, as you know, whenever you create one billing document, now the government mandates then for the taxpayer, that is which comes under this category, which are above 500 crores, they have to have their details put to the IRP, which is the invoice registration portal. They have to get a reference number, which is a hash of IRN number, which is 64 digit. And that has to be brought back to your ERP system. You need to have the tag of this IRN to your billing document. This is the very high level mandate. So going through. So as I said, this is the mandate for 100 crores and above now for the context. Actually, it is applicable for B2B. So only for the B2B invoices, the companies having more than 100 crores till 500 crores, it's mandatory. So, you know, the purpose of we are just having, the main purpose actually government want to have a ease on this GST filing, the end-to-end filing, and hopefully for the few years to come, actually government aims to have a end-to-end automation. That is in the sense you need not file your GSTR 1 or 2 or even 3B because everything happens in the government portal. So when you declare your sales, that becomes the purchase for your customer. So in a way, the purchase and sales, everything is going to get registered. Though now it is within the bracket of 100 crores to 500 crores. Hopefully in very short a time, we'll expect for all B2B invoices getting into the portal. So by the way, you will be able to have all your input tax credit, everything in a real time. So again, this is the mandate for those companies which are above 500 crores. They have already gone live by 1st of October and they are generating IRN and hopefully everything are fine. And almost the system is stable now. We have also done for a few of our clients in this bracket and they are now stable. They are generating IRN. So here, this is the basic data flow which happens in this e-invoicing system. So here we are just talking about the ERP of SAP. So I'll just take SAP to the context. So there's a two part. One is the fully automatic and the other one is the partially automatic. So by partially automatic, first I'll just go with. So whenever you are creating your billing document in your SAP system, so the next moment we have one cockpit application. You need to just come to that application, give a date range. You will have all your billing document generated visible in that cockpit. You have to select those things, generate IRN. If ever you just do that, actually the application, it will take all the mandatory information as specified by the government in their schema. It will take that data, push it to your invoice registration portal, get the IRN generated. It will just push back the data to your ERP system. This is a very high level of data flow. And when this data is being pushed to your IRP, your annexure 1 and annexure 2 get auto-populated. And again, your e-way part A of your e-way bill get auto-populated. You know, part B consists of the transporter ID and your vehicle number. And if ever you're capturing the transporter ID and vehicle number in your either in your billing, delivery, or somewhere in your custom programs, you'll be able to generate the e-way as well in continuing to the IRN generation. So when I said when I just talk about this fully automatic, so in the sense that whenever you generate a billing document, these things which I said, everything happens in the background and automatically in the real time. That is, the user will not have any intervention in this process. He will just do the way of billing as of now he does. So when he creates a billing document, automatically the billing details captured in the background, pushed to your IRP portal. The IRN is created, brought back to your system. This happens hardly in 2 to 3 seconds. So this is the way the data is getting flow from ERP system to the IRP and back to your ERP system. So as I said earlier, this is very much applicable for B2B, your B2B, B2G invoices, exports, and other e-commerce operators as well. So the type of documents, basically your invoices, your debit note, and your credit note. It is getting covered. And as you know, the delivery challenge bill of supply is not under this purview. So now the ERN should be mandatory for each and every invoices, and it has to be generated in the IRP only. So again, QR code, but the QR code is not applicable for this band of 100 to 500 crores companies, because it is mandatory for those companies having more than 500 crores, and that too for the B2C invoices. So one important point here we need to just discuss is that the cancellation has to happen within 24 hours of the IRN generation. So crossing this limit, actually you will be able, or you will not be able to cancel your billing document, and you need to have a credit note created against this billing document. This is the mandate, and this is the validation which is there in the application as well. So you can have 10,000 line items per invoices, and you will get the payload and invoice back into your ERP system. So as I said, you can have, or you can follow the printing style as you have it now. The only thing is that actually you can have your IRN printed in your invoice, where you find a space over there, and we'll be able to just get this IRN printed in your existing format itself without much of any complication or changes. So again, as I said, part A of your e-way bill is already getting captured. If part B information are captured in your system, we will be able to generate the e-way bill as well and get that printed. So actually this is the pattern by which your IRN is getting generated, and the QR code as well. So the IRN goes by this sequence that your supply GST number goes first, your document type, your document number. Your document number is nothing but your billing document number, the fiscal year, and followed by running number. This is a hash and encrypted format. So this doesn't change. So whenever one document is generated with an IRN, it doesn't change. When you want to cancel, again the IRN remains the same. Only the status gets changed from active to cancel. So this is the logic by which IRN is generated. And the QR code, this is the pattern. Though it's not mandatory for your companies having in the between the turnover between 100 crores to 500 crores, but though this is the sequence by which the QR code is generated. So they have given a bundle of API. So your ERP, we connect the SAP system to the IRP through this APIs provided by the government. So the application makes use of these APIs to get or push data or get back the data. So again, these are the high level. So document covered, your B2C transaction, and overall. So this is a schema. Schema is nothing but these are the data which is being captured from your billing system and moved on to your IRP system. So here, when you see in the E-Invoice column, you have O and M. M stands for mandatory and O stands for optional. So as of now, actually we push all those mandatory stuff into the API. And if ever you have the optional field as well, we'll be able to push those data as well. But these mandatory field are very much mandatory, as you know. These are very much relevant to your field in GST reporting. So these things will be shared in one-to-one cases. Now, just assume that actually we have pushed our data, that is the billing data, to the portal. You have two responses. One is your success, the other one is the error. When you get a success, you will get back the acknowledgement number, acknowledgement date, your IRN number, signed JSON, the status of that IRN, whether it's active or cancelled. You will as well always get the signed QR code, which is a string. If ever in future cases we need to just have the QR code as a mandate, always the string is available. With the given string, we'll be able to generate a QR code in your system. So when it comes to error, assume that you have some error populated, your GST number, you have given the GST number incorrect. In such case, you'll just get back the error code saying that your GST number is, or the customer GST number is incorrect. So this is the two things which you get. This is as well recorded in your system in the custom table. So any given time you have what's the response you got from your system. So again, when you get an error, you go back to your master data, you correct those data. If you come back to the cockpit, you'll be able to generate the IRN. So I think that's the end of the PPT presentation. So I'll quickly move to the video clip whereby you can just see the application generating this IRN and other features. Hope everybody would be able to just see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the cockpit. So as I said, we have two methods. One is the fully automatic and the other one is partially. Though now, as of now, our existing clients are just going with the fully automatic, and that's the one we recommend. And the reason why we have the partially automatic is that you have few other features where you need to just come to this cockpit, as like you end up with some error while creating the IRN. So when it ends up saying error, you have to come back to this cockpit for regenerating that one. You need to know what's the error all about for doing your corrective action. So for your easy understanding, I'll start with the partially automatic, and followed by I'll show you how the fully automatic works. So this is the cockpit. So assume that your user have generated your billing document. So with the given date range, we'll just enter into the application. So here, so assume that these are the billing document, this is the test environment, and these are the billing document which has been generated. So now actually I can just go there, check or select e-billing document. I'll just go and create the IRN. So hardly it takes a second. So the IRN gets generated, your status of this IRN, which is ACT, your acknowledgement number, your acknowledgement date, everything gets populated. So I'm just generating few other documents with the IRN. I can have the multiple IRN generation as well. So that's it. So you have your IRN number, acknowledgement date, and all other details. Now I just select one document and just create a e-way. As I told you, the part A gets auto-populated, and part B, you could just see the part B in your right, the transporter ID, the vehicle number, and everything. So these information are taken directly from your existing billing document details and other master data. So any given time, you'll be able to see these things. You also have the option to edit few of the details. So here in this case, you can just have your transportation mode edited, and as well you have your transporter ID and vehicle number. Assume that in case you have given a wrong vehicle number, or then a vehicle number changes between the time you have generated your invoice and delivering, you can very well change your vehicle number and you can generate your invoice. Sorry, EV bill. So again, only in 2 seconds you get your EV bill generated. So with your EV bill status, you will have the other details as like the date and the timestamp. So you can as well have your EV bill edited. So you have created first, but within that time you can as well edit your EV bill. So actually now we have seen the IRN generated and EV bill generated. Can have your EV bill cancelled. You want to cancel your EV bill, you can cancel that. You might see this EV bill cancelled and the status change to CNL. But for this dashboard, we have just cleared or taken away the EV bill number. But any given time, the IR number, so cancel the EV bill number, will reside in your table and it will be always available in your reporting system. The status alone will get changed. The number will not change. You have your IR number and EV bill in your reporting system. So just to have the user quickly just know the cancellation, we have cleared off this IR number and EV bill number. So this is the process. So once you have created IRN and EV bill, you can just cancel the EV bill and your IRN. Assume that I'm just canceling a document, that is IRN, straight away without. So one other fact, actually, I'll just show you quickly. The document which I've cancelled now, the process is that it will cancel your IRN first. Go to the portal, it will cancel your IRN. Come back to the system, it will cancel your billing document as well. And if ever you require, you can have your delivery document as well cancelled. So this is where you see your document got cancelled. It happens in the real time. So now I'll show you one cancellation. Again, without cancelling EV bill, I'm just going to straight away cancel the IRN. If I do so, actually the system will cancel the EV bill first in the portal. This is the edit. So you can just look at now. So you have your IR number and e-way bill number. I'm straight away just going to cancel the IR number. So if I do so, the e-way bill number will first get cancelled automatically because by cancellation of IR you can't have your e-way bill number. That's a control. So this is the print. So I'll just come back. So this is the print of your IRN. So here you might see this IR number and e-way bill number printed over here. So as I said, this is a one pre-printed stationery. So you will just have only this informations here. So as I said earlier, you can have your information anywhere printed in your invoice where you have your space. You can allocate space and have this IR number and e-way bill printed. And this is your e-way. So e-way as well, it will just get printed in your system. If ever you have state-to-state cases, you can very well automate your e-way bill as well. So that is, as soon as you just create your IR number, it also will get generated. If ever you need to have an edit on this e-way bill, you can very well edit. So that's all about the partially automatic. Now I'll show you how the fully automatic works. So by fully automatic, I mean to say that whenever you create your billing document, the next moment the IRN gets generated in a real time automatically. So here I've taken one delivery document. I'm just going to just create one billing document having this delivery document. So I'm just saving. So the document got generated. You might see this document ending with 7644. I'm just taking this document. So by this time, actually the IRN already got generated in the system. Now I'll just show you this document in the cockpit. So 7644. So that's all. So the next moment you generate your billing document in your system, the IRN will get generated in the background. So the user need not have any intervention in this system. Everything happens in a real time. So assume that you have some 1,500 invoices getting generated in your company. So you need not worry about the IRN generation. It will get automatically created, and when you just go for your printout, you will have this IR number generated. So only in cases where you want to cancel your document, you need to just go to your cockpit. So again, for e-way bill as well, if ever, as I said earlier, you have all straight cases, you have your customer address, you have your distance within your system, we can very well automate your e-way bill as well. So immediately after IRN is getting generated, your e-way bill also will be ready for printing. So this is the way the end-to-end automation works. It all happens till your e-way bill hardly in 2 to 3 seconds. So this is the power of just having an application. And hopefully this is the end of the presentation. And thank you, and over to Pirish.
Fantastic, Chitra. Thanks very much for this. So can you just cover on potential timelines to deploy the solution, either in ECC or S4? What will be the kickoff time, implementation, and by when one can look for enabling this in the system?
Chitrasen, I think you're on mute.
able to hear me now? Yeah. So we just go for this installation somewhere between 15 to 20 days. So again, based on this complexity the company has, if the company has straight-to-straight cases, that is follow the standard practices of billing, that's like your domestic or your export invoices, you'll be able to just cover within 15 days. We'll be able to just deploy it into the production system. But if ever assume that you have some debit note or credit note which was very much specific to your company, you're having HSN code somewhere, not in the material master, you have to derive it somewhere, you have some validations as like this. It may take 5 more days. That's the very high level number of days which we just commit.
Fantastic. Okay. So it's not going to be months and months, and we are able to deploy in a couple of weeks' time, which is great. And will you be delivering reconciliation report also? How do we address reconciliation for the participants' benefit? If you can also mention how the reconciliation happens and how we can deliver additional reports.
Yeah. See, actually, the reconciliation, actually, it is under the development. Hopefully, actually, we are just planning to just go by this April. So your reconciliation, which is the 3B, I think, hopefully, you are talking about that. So it is under development. Hopefully, we'll be just delivering that product by April 2021. By the time we will be able to just get all your reconciliation done, that is when you can automatically get your GST 2 and 1 captured in your system. You will have auto populate of your reconciliation, the errors, and we have an intelligence which is working in our application, which will even guide you what all about. For example, you have your PO number matching, but actually your purchases and the document which you have actually made in your ERP have some differences. It could be some symbols, it could be some digits missing. The intelligence which is embedded in your system, it will guide you saying that 2 digit is missing, barring that your documents are matching. In such a way, high-level intelligence is there. But again, as we said, we will be able to just give you by April 2021 a full end-to-end reconciliation.
Perfect. I think that's going to be really helpful for companies falling between 100 crore and 500 crore bracket.
Yeah.
So probably I would keep in touch with the participants, and then we should be able to arrange a detailed demo or help them start off with this project. So if any more questions, then we can answer them. And otherwise, I suggest we conclude this webinar and get in touch with you very soon. Okay, I don't see any further questions, but I have one further question. What's the opinion of our existing clients who are already enabled on the solution? How are they feeling? How is it happening? So if you can highlight the experience to the participants, I think it will be helpful, how they find it, and if there are any tips and tricks and the technical features to be taken care of, etc.
Yeah. So as I said, actually, we were able to just get through all this standard process. Standard process by I mean the process which is which comes under SAP best practices. We were able to get through, but where we initially got stuck is the company specific processes. Company process specific process. I mean, we generated an error, but it ended up in error. But when we just browsed through and analyzing, we found that actually the HSN, which are intended to get updated in the Metal Master, it gets updated in a separate custom table. They have their own practice. But when we started, actually, we didn't know. In fact, we have some questionnaires saying what are the different processes you follow or you deviate from your standard practices. they were unable to just give. But when we started our testing, we ended up seeing these are the specific process. But we were able to just make changes to that and deliver that one. But our point is that when we just start our implementation, if ever the users, they are able to just give us the information on such kind of any deviation in the best practices, that will be a great time saver. That's where we found a bit of difficult in matching those things. Not, I don't say it is difficult, but it's a time consuming.
I think it's very important.
Yes.
I think you made your point. So if they can list the custom developments they have in place, custom tables, and any deviation from the standard flow, that will smoothen the process and also help us accelerate the implementation.
Yes, barring that, it is almost like a plug and play. We have all these things, we have a table. When we just match those things, quickly we will be able to just get through.
Perfect. Okay. So in terms of testing, to what extent we are proposing that we will cover the testing and who will cover the regression testing?
Yeah, first actually we'll start with our unit testing. In the sense we first check on all the IRM generation, the connectivity, the e-waybill, everything. First we will just do one unit testing and we will just deliver to the customer for their user testing. And also in the user testing, we also keep supporting. That is, whenever the user while on testing encountered with the error and everything, they can just quickly come back to us. We will just look out those errors. We will just guide them for the testing as well. They can just quickly cross over this one. We will have they can even quickly come to one web session or even just give a call. We will be able to support them on the testing. And also we give them certain guidelines on the sequence of how to test. So for example, we take one full month with all business scenario. We just go by scenario. We just sign off by scenario. We just make sure that all the business process and scenario are covered within this application before we go live.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, just want to make sure that we mention this, that we got templatized test scripts and ready to run scripts that we enable and also assist in the UAT throughout the journey. So that's reassuring. And in terms of continued support, how much support we are able to extend on this piece of solution and also on the wider landscape if required, additional support. So what are we proposing here?
Yeah, in terms of support, as a part of our existing agreement, we just give 1 month of free support, and followed by that, we give on-call support, because that's what we recommend, because we don't foresee any much of changes to this applications. As you know, when we cross this 30 days with this application, hopefully the business would have covered almost all their business scenarios in the real time. So we can assume that the system gets stabilized by the time. So if ever there is any mandate from the government subsequently with the change of any versions or any optional field being made mandatory, in such case only they may need our support. So again, in that case, they can just come back to us for a on-call support. It may take hardly 1 to 2 days of support to just make those changes happen. So that is the economical way of getting this application support as well.
Yeah, that's great. That makes sense. Just want to highlight that we can either provide support just on this solution if your existing vendor is able to cover end-to-end support, it's fine. Otherwise, we should be able to transition into our shared support services also. So that means we can assist you in application maintenance support, end-to-end with your S4 ECC and also the landscape apart from this. So So that can be discussed and agreed as well. But as Chitra said, we can offer 1 month extensive support on this piece of solution, and also ensure this fits in your landscape, and if at all any upgrades and alignments required, we are there, and we'll be able to assist in the long term also. So, any other points you want to mention before we conclude this webinar, Chitra?
Yeah, that is actually, if ever actually people are interested to have one-to-one session, we will be able to show them some real-time sandbox system where they can just look over all our process and real-time happenings. So in a one-to-one session, we can just have a detailed session if ever people are interested.
Sure. Yeah, I think our team is going to reach them out to arrange for any customer reference or any deployed solution, either to see it in the sandbox or on a pilot basis. So with that, I suggest we conclude this webinar. Thanks very much for everyone joining, and I wish you a very good weekend ahead.